Hello, everyone. We apologize for some technical difficulties here, but here we are for our daily race, Link to the Past Randomizer, Open Keysanity, featuring Plasma Kappa and Matcap. 2 minutes underway. I'm Drosy. Big shout outs to Professor Pixie, our tracker today, as we have already found a Castle Tower small key. Both runners have found that in the Thieves' Hideout, which is not something you really want to see this early in the seed. Ooh, and the Swamp Small is sitting right there in Link's house. And we did also find the bow in the Lost Woods. So, interesting to see where this goes. I don't know if we've seen the race game yet. Just a blue boomerang, but since the bow is our only weapon and Matcap hasn't even found any arrows yet, it's nice to be able to stun them. And there's an Ice Palace small key for Kappa to go along with the big key already found. That is a nice supply of money to find in the flooded location. Ooh, and we have a flute in the back of Tavern, so that'll be nice for getting around. Not entirely sure where this seed might be pointing us yet. But just to recap the mode here, since this isn't a mode we see that often anymore, this is just a 7-7 defeat Ganon, but the keys are shuffled. And the maps and the compasses. And Matcap is harvesting bombs here, a little bit slow but effective, because he hasn't gotten that 300 from the flooded location by the dam, which Kappa used 50 of it to just buy bombs. And Kappa is continuing to skip Kakariko and taking his bow to the eastern area. It's not logic without a lamp to complete Eastern, but I'm sure he doesn't mind that, as we find out that Ice Palace is the green pendant. And Saha's keeping a Skullwood Small and a Mire Small. They make navigation a little easier, but they don't really do anything for us, other than telling us what's logically available. Thank you, Professor Pixie, for the reminder that this is Keysanity. We need the big key to actually finish Eastern, so we will just be able to get 4 chests here as we find the Ice Rod in Cackwell, though we still don't know whether Turtle Rock is going to be a pendant or a crystal. Oh, well, there's the Eastern map, so we can find out soon whether this is even worth it. Thieves Town Big Key, that's a big one since it locks the entire back. And there's a second Castle Tower Small, Not that we have a lamp or a master sword, but 2 castle tower smalls this early is kind of suspect. And there's the Swamp Big Key, which opens exactly one thing once we get into Swamp. All we've really seen in Blind's hideout, meanwhile, has been a small shield and an ice small key. Again, useful for navigation and logic, but not something the runners hard require to finish the seed, especially since we know ice is green pendant. So... Oh, and apparently Madcap picked up the hookshot somewhere and I missed it. Ah, thank you, our tracker's saying chicken house. So, CAC does have some good stuff, it just isn't giving us clear signs of progression. Nice safe mini Moldorm cave with the hookshot there. Harrismall, which, if we have a fire source and a way to get to Hera, it gives us, you know, coffee break. And there's our first sword in Eastern. That's interesting. And the bottle vendor has another sword, so we are now fire source away from, well, specifically lamp away from Aga 1, and that is really strongly hinting that that's going to be our Dark World access. Madcap doing Ice Rod Cave as Kappa, who does not have the hookshot because he still hasn't been to Kakariko, is using a combination of sword, arrows, and bombs to get through Mini Moldorm Cave. And I believe that was 2 regular crystals in Eastern and Hera, courtesy of those maps. So Madcap has taken that flute, fluted to Death Mountain, going to rescue the old man in the dark. Kappa, I'm assuming, is on his way to Kakariko now. So what's the old man gonna give us out of logic? Just 10 arrows. And Madcap is not actually going to check what's inside Spec Rock while he's here. That's a bit surprising because we are running out of stuff in logic. I guess we still have escape, but we don't have the sewers key there, so it kind of limits what's in logic. So nothing in Aegina. Now Madcap's going back up to the mountain to check Spec Rock as Kappa picks up his ice rod. And Spec Rock has a big key, definitely going to collect that as Kappa picks up his Master Sword and realizes that he is now just a lamp away from Aga play. Of course, what would be really rude is if the lamp is in the first chest of Aga Tower, because that is fully in logic. And Spec Rock has the Eastern Big, so Eastern could now be the play. We know the lamp has to be close. The lamp could be in the Eastern Big chest, in fact. So I don't remember what was in the library. Oh, just 10 arrows. Kappa's probably not going back for his Bloomerang. And we're back. Sorry about that. Madcap's about to get his Master Sword. Still wondering where that lamp is. Oh, of course, as I say it, it shows up. Well, that's the answer then. That puts Aga in logic. That puts Armos Knights in logic. Makes me wonder if Armos Knights might have something, since they did get put in logic so early. And there's a cape just in case Aga weren't in logic enough. Oh yes, and of course, we do kind of have that Moon Pearl at Lumberjack. Oh, here's our first boss fight of the game. And Madcap almost gets the quick kill, not quite. It's just bombs, but it is a crystal. And Kappa just got unlucky where if you're fake flippering and pick up a or water walking and pick up a fourth piece of heart, that puts you back. It breaks your water walk. And without the Moon Pearl, you can't get back into water walk, exiting Waterfall Cave, so he was forced to leave. And now Madcap's going to East Death Mountain, where he will get all Matter of Sundry. We still haven't done Escape yet, but at the moment only the Map Chest and Dark Cross are in logic because of the key situation. The game always assumes you use your keys in the worst way possible, so if you since we don't have the Sewers key and we don't have the glove to get to the back of Escape, okay, if you use the key from the front to get to the back, then it assumes that you used the key from the front to go down to Zelda Cell, and if you use the key to go down to Zelda Cell, it assumes you used it for the back. And Kappa death warping out of there after not finding anything in Dark Cross. So now Kappa will go down the front of Escape, it looks like. I'm guessing, given how he routed, as Madcap picks up the lamp, I'm guessing Kappa will do the entire front of Escape, even though the two chests after this aren't in logic. Oh, and Madcap's checking Bonk Rocks. I don't know if we saw this on Kappa's side. Red Meringue, so Madcap's up 2 boomerangs to nothing. Kappa finds our first bottle, so that'll give us Sick Kid access to Not in Logic. He's clearly planning on death warping since he released the fairy already. And this has got to be the Aga play for Kappa now. Using arrows on the ball and chain guards. Probably the best thing he could have done with the equipment he has. And this first chest is just more arrows. So let's see how Madcap's gonna route this. Is he going straight up the tower? No, he's gonna try the back of escape. The front of escape first. Ooh, and we find our second fetch quest item, the shovel, here in the tower. So as we get close to the top of the tower here, we do like to play a little game. Aghanim can shoot energy balls and blue balls. The blue balls cannot be fired back. You need 6 energy balls to defeat him. How many blue balls will he fire today before we get him down? Somewhere between 0 and 15. I see 6 and a 4 in chat there. And a 2. I'm going with 3 personally, as is our tracker. Oh, and Madcap showing why Kappa released his fairy, because Madcap tried to death warp and didn't release the fairy, and now he's having to spend quite a few bombs to death warp. So that first attack from Aga will always be an energy ball. Good start with another energy ball. There's 1 blue ball. As Madcap heads to the Dark Cross. That'll always be an energy ball right after the lightning strike. There's our 3rd blue ball. And 3 is the answer. So congrats to our tracker, Professor Pixie, for guessing that correctly. Now, without the Moon Pearl, we do get to hear the nice Moon Pearl-less music here and see the bunny sprite. Check what's on the pyramid since we're here anyway, and then we'll have to go back to Lumberjack and grab the Moon Pearl. Okay, Matt Cap acquires his shovel as Kappa does the Bonk Rocks check. And here comes Lumberjack and the Jawbreaker. So now, Aga's our only Dark World portal, so we have to flute to 4 and use the Aga portal. But first a sick kid check. Just another little piece of my heart. And we're checking shovel as well. Yeah, we don't have the mirror, so this all makes sense. Get all the light world checks we can out of the way. And there are the flippers. Okay, so that combined with the hook now gives us West Dark World access. So it's a long hike. But yes, now you kind of think about skipping pod, especially since we haven't found any keys. Without keys and without a hammer, all we can do in pod is shoot a room and the bow-locked side. So I'm thinking skip pod, Kappa's thinking skip pod. You jump in here, you come out a bit farther north, and then you hookshot across. And without a glove, we can't even visit Catfish. With that cape, Kappa's going to check Bumper Ledge. Makes sense, as Matt Cap takes down Aga 1. Ooh, and there is our first glove. We have a glove-locked glove, as Kappa realizes that glove is glove-locked, so necessarily our logical Titansmiths. And we're going to check the front of Skull Woods here, or I guess middle first. We don't have the fire rod, so we can't do the back. We also don't have Samarius, but we have to do this the way the game wants you to do it. And Kappa is waiting for his elevator ride. There it is. So 5 checks in the front. We do have 1 Skullwood Small. Kappa did not steal a key from the middle. Heart container's nice when you only have 5 and you're now up to 6. NMG strat, 6 hearts in the Dark World. And even then, you wouldn't be in Skull Woods with only 6 hearts. And with no keys, unless this is a vanilla chest, we're going to have to save and quit. That is just a map to swamp. As Macap picks up his Moon Pearl. Ah, Plasma Kappa's Death Warping. I forgot about that option. Okay, so Kappa's now giving our first look at Village of Outcasts as Madcap goes up to the Zora area, though he does not have Zora money. And there's our mirror in Village. Ooh, and the chest that Kappa couldn't get is our Tempered Sword, so that'll be a nice offense boost for Madcap. Arguably the biggest offense boost in the game, upgrading from Master Tempered. And we have Ether in the chest game. So Village of Outcasts is quite loaded. I didn't see what was on Zora Ledge, but apparently nothing of importance. Welcome to our 64 Raiders from Speed Gaming. So, Thieves Town is fully beatable thanks to that big key we found early on. Except that we do have to orphan the big chest if we go to the back because we have no hammer to get to it, or a small key to even get to the room with it. So Madcap now in the Dark World, he is also skipping Pod, totally reasonably. If he skips Skull Woods and goes straight to Village of Outcasts, he can gain back a bit of time, albeit at the cost of a heart container. But that mirror's kind of interesting because as Madcap passes the Ghostly Garden, we now have Graveyard Ledge and King's Tomb in Logic. Madcap's about to see his glove-locked glove. Does a double take, forgets that he needs a glove to get the glove. We have a GT small key. Shouldn't need to be hunting anything in GT unless the big key is French vanilla. That's one nice advantage about open Keysanity versus all dungeons Keysanity, that chances are you're not going to have to go into GT basement. And Kappa has to take the long way around here in Thieves Town because he doesn't have a glove, but unfortunately he falls off the conveyor belt to his demise. So he's gonna nope out. Probably do dig game now and Stumpy and Hype Cave. So Kappa missed 2 checks that he could have done if he had not died in there, as the game turns up garbage. We do have an unknown item in Blind Cell, and we have an unknown item and an unknown crystal on Blind. Cave 45 is an unknown map. Interesting, Kappa went to the trouble of grabbing this when he didn't want the map on Pyramid Ledge. Cap about to grab his mirror. Stumpy gives us a small key to pod. That is our first pod small. That puts the entire front except for the vanilla big key chest in logic. And as Cap picks up his ether, Plasma Kappa is going to get our 5-6 crystal information. Mire and pod, interesting. So logic will want us to find all 6 pod small keys before we can finish it. Got our 7th heart container in Pipe Cave, which is otherwise pure junk, 40 rupees and 6 bombs. Somewhere to, I guess we can enter Swamp and do 2 checks. We don't have the hammer, so we can do the entrance check that would be a small key in a regular mode, and we can do the very first chest after that. But yeah, we don't have too many options. We really need to find a glove so that we can get the second glove. Chad, of course, is hoping for a hammer in the front of Swamp, where it has sometimes been known to hang out. So just a compass there. And Kappa doesn't have too many options after this. As we said, there's Graveyard Legend King's Tomb. You can go back and finish Thieves' Town. That's just a Skullwood small. That's not going to help at all. Or he can do the front of Pod. Or Zora. We haven't seen Zora, and we're almost at Zora money. Oh, he's taking the mirror up to Hera. I completely forgot about that. We don't have a big key to Hera, but with the hookshot, we can always use the Hera pot glitch to get up the tower and beat Moldorm. Madcap, meanwhile, has opted not to go into Thieves' Town without the hammer, so he's already doing his South Dark World checks. Well, or I should say, opted not to go into the back of Thieves' Town without the hammer. He did do the front checks, but as we know, that's just garbage. Madcap not going to immediately check his 5-6 crystals. And we're going to get our first look inside Tower of Hera. Remember that in Keysanity, as we find the fire rod here, so that's definitely a good play. That dungeon music is randomized, so you're hearing the pendant music that says nothing. We already know that this is in fact a crystal dungeon. And we find a turtle rock small. Madcap will be doing Kappa's play into Swamp, which unfortunately we know is just a waste of time. That Hera play was definitely a good call, though. And Manila Big Key Chest has the bug net, so that's what we just spent a whole coffee break getting. And Kappa, of course, forgot to mirror before saving and quitting, and if you have the mirror and have beaten Aga 1, a save and quit in the Dark World will respawn you on the pyramid. We're now going to see our first check of Zora here. I feel like we really need to turn up a glove soon. We're kind of running low on locations. Maybe on Mothula now that we found the fire rod? Ooh, Zora has a big key to Desert. We don't know if Desert is a crystal or a pendant, but if it's crystal, that big key is hard required. And if that was 500 rupees for a hard required item, well, I mean, it's a ripoff, but not a scam. So, as Kappa finishes up Hera, Madcap is heading in. They're kind of switching places. Kappa will now do the flipper checks. I don't think we've seen Hobo, though, yet. Madcap also going to take a coffee break, so once again, unfortunately, just repeating checks of Kappa's that didn't turn up anything. Good time, however, to remind you to give these runners a follow. They are both really good runners. You know, they were in brackets in the main tournament and everything. You see them around a lot. Definitely good guys to watch. And Kappa once again has to take the long way around because we still don't have any other Dark World access. I would expect to see a Graveyard Ledge check and a King's Tomb check. And if that doesn't turn up anything, probably back to Thieves Town. Or maybe finish off Skull Woods. Oh, and there's a hammer. That is kind of an important item. That gets us the rest of Swamp. We even have the big key, so we can full clear Swamp now if we want. Makes routing around Pod easier and will allow us to get to the boss once we get another small key and big key, depending how we choose to use our small keys. Oh yes, in chat reminding us that that hammer also means that Plasma Kappa can full clear the remainder of Thieves Town. So we have several full clearable dungeons at our disposal now. Thieves, Skull Woods, and Swamp. Skull Woods isn't in logic yet without 3 small keys, and I guess it's technically not full clearable either since we still don't have the large key. Oh. Yes, thank you, Professor Pixie Art Tracker. We still need a small key to Thieves Town to actually get to the big chest, even if we can... even if we can physically get to the chest once we're in the room now that we have the hammer. Okay, what's Bridge Chest got today? A small key to GT, that's our second. Again, from a logic standpoint, the game wants us to have all 4, just in case we waste every single key in the basement, we'd need the one upstairs. Now the interesting question, we don't actually know what the reward is here. We're going to find out whether Moth is required or a waste of time. Very nice Moth fight for a piece of heart and a red pendant. So that does make it very likely that our remaining unknown dungeons are crystals, and I think I just saw a crystal in Swamp there with that very fast map check. So we still don't know Desert Pod or Turtle Rock. No, sorry, we know Pod. We don't know Desert Thieves Town or Turtle Rock, but I imagine we're going to find out Thieves Town relatively soon. Oh, no, Kappa still does not want to work in that big chest. He is, however, getting some money together. his last rupees. Wonder what he's planning to buy. Is he just thinking he'll go to Pot after Swamp and wants to have Kiki money? Probably. And I'm sure both runners would really like to see a glove show up sometime soon. That was a really fast map check. I did not see if we saw anything for desert on it. No, we did not see desert. Okay, so Kappa is doing left side swamp here. Again, given the lack of available locations, this is the most sensible play. And we're now going to see Bomb Diver down, which is a little bit risky with only 2 hearts while we're up to 3, but still, gotta watch out for that Fire Snake. This seed really has not been giving us much, like, not giving us much health either. If we can't get the diver down on this try, we are in serious trouble. Okay, got it. Because otherwise the key's flooded and you have to go all the way out and back. Did Kappa suppress low health beeping altogether? Because I don't hear any beeping. Ooh, and Kappa does take a hit there. Oh, but he has a fairy. Oh, yes, he took that bug net when he then Harapotted and grabbed a fairy. Now I remember. And there's a welcome heart container. And there's our glove. Of course it's on left side swamp, so that gives us myths, which will finally... And the glove plus hammer finally gives us other points of access to the Dark World. So we can get him around the map a whole lot easier now. And as we get another bomb diver down, we get the Cane of Burna in the back. Madcap setting up a bomb diver down in the front, but with a bit more health, so he should be fine. And on to Argus here. And down goes Argus. Very clean kill for Kappa there. Just for a piece of heart, but a crystal. Our second on this side. It'll be Madcap's third, as Madcap is about to find his glove. Well, and just regarding chat, we already know the red cane's going to be required because we already know that Myers a 5/6 crystal. I believe both of our runners have checked Bomb Shop. And now Kappa's doing a catfish play. No, I'm wrong. He is... Is it really faster to run all this way around to get your glove-locked glove rather than mirror flute to 3, use CAC portal, and get it that way? I wonder if Kappa simply forgot that he has access to CAC portal between the hammer and the first glove. So there are our much-needed mitts. Where to next, Kappa? I assume Madcap's gonna pick up his mitts as soon as he gets out of Swamp here. Oh, and we are finally seeing Back of Escape, which is now in Logic. And it gives us a TR small and not much else. And looks like we're going to take those mitts and maybe do Dark Death Mountain? Nope, just fluting away. Didn't even take the free health fill from Old Man. Took the free health fill from the Witch. Hey, and we are going to get our first look at Mire area. And with that Desert big key, we can also finish Desert, not in Logic without the small key because the game assumes you steal. I did not see what the Mire medallion is, though it's apparently Bombos. Thank you, Professor Pixie, though I know Plasma Kappa did pick up Ether in Village of Outcasts, so he does have one medallion as we get silver arrows in the Mire Shed, so that'll be nice when it comes time to beat Vitreous. And what's Desert Ledge got? Just a vanilla piece of heart. Madcap does a map check, but he doesn't have any information beyond what Sasrala and the bomb shop told him. And there's another pod small. Still haven't found pod big. And we're just going to steal the small key and go beat the boss here, and whatever's on the right side of desert will have to wait until we actually get the desert small. Madcap forgetting, of course, that he doesn't yet have the Titan's Mitts. That's what he's going to get. Madcap catching a fairy here. Good idea, given the low health in this seed. Nice fast silver arrow fight on landmost for Kappa there, as he grabs another piece of heart and the blue pendant. Well, now we know where all the crystals are. Oh, and chat talking about pod routing. With 2 small keys and no big key, if you don't open the door to Helma because you don't have the big key, as we get a small key, another one to GT, but with 2 small keys, if you're not going to Helma, you can do either Harmless Hellway or Vanilla Big Key Chest, but not both. And the routing's a pain. And Madcap is going to give us our first look at Dark Death Mountain here. And we now know that Turtle Rock is a crystal. Madcap doesn't know that. Though he does have the desert map, I believe, so he could check and find that out at any time. And maybe he did check the map and I missed it. Oh, and Kappa is going for the Ice Palace play. Is he going to do a blind ped pull at this point? Has he just decided, you know, I have 2 pendants, I'm just going to get the 3rd and blind pull ped? Now, we still don't have Samaria, so we can't do Icebreaker. As we find the desert small. Hope there's nothing on the right side of desert. You know, I respect not wanting to orphan the Thieves' Big Chest. I still would have finished off Thieves by now. You know it's a crystal. There are 2 more items in there that you haven't gotten yet. And I think Hookshot Cave was just a bunch of junk there. The small key on Floating Island, however, is our 3rd Turtle Rock Small. I did miss what the Turtle Rock Medallion was, though. Okay, it's Quake. So that ether is good for absolutely nothing, except maybe killing some Stalfos. Oh, yeah. Madcap does actually have Quake. He can't do anything inside Turtle Rock without the Cave Samaria. And we are going to see Spike Cave. So this is what Madcap's Fairy Play was about. So Madcap's got his silvers now. And we do have a book. We don't know whether that'll be good for anything. I mean, I guess it's good for reading the pedestal, though we're going to have all 3 pendants anyway on Kappa's side. Madcap also making... Or did Madcap check the map? He knows it's a pendant, and is he going to steal the small key? He is stealing the small key, so we're going to find out what's on Right Side Desert here, which we know from that small key in ice is in logic. And there's our 3rd pendant for Kappa. As well as, I believe that's our final TR small. Now, that TR small on Cold Stare is interesting because if you don't check Lava Chest, you only need 3 TR smalls. But Lava Chest could still have something we need, though very limited possibilities of what that thing could be. It could be vanilla, it could actually hold the TR big key, could hold the pod big key. Not too much else GT big key. Because if we got that far, we'd have to already have the Cane of Samaria. Suppose it could have Bombos for Meyer. Oh, and Matcap doing a hard reset to scum that key. Okay, Matcap's heading to CAC Portal. Maybe he's gonna do Thieves Town. Cap is heading that way. He's probably gonna pull Ped. So get your Ped hype in chat. Pulling Ped before even checking Saha. I guess Saha you probably at this point couple with your first play into Pod. Oh, Matcap doing Smith Chain. Interesting. And we find a small key to Pod. So logically, Ped is required. And Hammer Pegs has our fourth sword today. So, yeah, this is going to be interesting. We still don't know where the Pod big key is. For all we know, it's in Pod. Oh, Pod big key is in Spike Cave, and the Smiths have Skull big key. Okay, so the question is then, does Pod have anything we need, or can we really just make do with 2 Pod smalls and a Pod big? So Kappa grabs his Quake Medallion. Didn't find anything in the Skullwood's big chest. Now going to return the purple chest, I assume. I can't imagine Matcap's going to do that much more checking with it in tow. Though Matcap has not gone into Ice Palace and therefore does not have the book to do Bombos. Hey, and we're on our second row of hearts finally. But where the heck is that Cane of Samaria? And Matcap also does not want to do the back of Thieves Town without the small key and would rather do Pendant Ice. Okay, we are going to get an Ether Tablet check here. One of the 2 things that book unlocks. Ether's money. So Kappa is not too happy about that location for a pod big key. Now pod, I believe, has more checks than any other dungeon in Keysanity. It has 14 checks. So that's going to be a big trove once we get in there. And we're finally seeing Hobo, who just has a compass. So here's our green pendant turn-in. And that is the Meyer Big Key. That is hard required, so Cold Stare is hard required, regardless of whether the ped pull is hard required. Now, the interesting thing is Skullwoods and Desert were busts. So if we have enough pod keys otherwise to do whatever we may need to do in pod, we could theoretically have gone through the seed without going into Skullwoods or Desert. But it was just too tempting. As Macap finds his iced book. So 3 pod small keys still doesn't make pod full clearable because you need one to get to the back period, and you need one to get to Helma King, so that's 2 right there. So the third one, you know, if you do your bomb jump and go around and all that funny stuff, you can use the third one for either Harmless Hellway or Big Key Chest. So we have simultaneous boss kills there, as they're not quite even on the boss count because Kappa did defeat Lanmos as well. But 3 crystals apiece. And now we're gonna see pod for the first time today. And Kappa is going to use one of his keys to open the middle door. So that means we are not going to do either Harmless Hellway or Vanilla Big Key Chest. Oh, and Madcap is giving us our Bombos check now. We have not seen this from Kappa. Nothing in the front of pod to speak of. So what do we absolutely need for Gomos? As Madcap is going to finish off Lanmos and presumably pull Ped. We still don't have a GT Big Key, do we? And that could be French Vanilla. And item-wise, still need Bombos and Samaria. So there is Kappa's fourth crystal. He's going to go back in and use his final key to go to the back with a hammer yump. That's 6 more checks. As Madcap does seem to be doing the ped pull, so he'll get that third pod key. We still don't know where the other 3 are. Oh, there's our sewers key finally. Okay, so of course these Dark Maze checks are out of logic without all 6 small keys. Meyer Big Key was on green pendant, so Madcap just needs to turn that in. As Madcap picks up that Meyer Big Key, he's going to go into pod. And I think Kappa's finally going to go back to Thieves Town now. Nope. He is going to do Smith Chain first. Of course, the joke's going to be on all of these guys, and the Thieves Town Big Key will be in Blind Cell or something. Thieves Town Small Key, excuse me. I mean, at least Kappa will get his Butter Sword this way. So yes, Kappa, for all that with Smith Chain, didn't want the Butter Sword, but he does want whatever's in the purple chest, which I seem to recall being useless, and presumably he'll check Bombos, and then what? I really feel like Thieves Town is the play, even if you don't want to orphan the big chest. Oh, and Madcap, having not opened the center door, is going to do Harmless Hellway for a bottle. He now has to be careful because he's going to hammer yump here, then he'll have to mirror back, then he'll have to go around the long way because he won't be able to spend his last key to open the middle door if he wants to go to Helma King. Kappa's doing the Skullwood's big chest. And we're finally going to see the back of Thieves Town here. And Kappa remembers that he's already bombed the attic. That's good because often muscle memory will just send you right back up to the attic. And there was our Bombos medallion all along. So there's our entrance into Mire. We have the big key. We can do everything except beat the boss. Maybe Samaria's on blind, and, well, except as we discussed, blind is actually out of logic without that small key. Because you could have stolen a small key and used it to open the room to the big chest and then not been able to bomb the ceiling. Oh, and Kappa gets off script, unfortunately. To answer chat, I don't remember where Thieves Town Big was, but it was pretty early. Maybe Cackwell or something. But Blind does not have anything, so it seems like Mire's going to be our next play. We're kind of running out of locations otherwise. And about the sword upgrade, Kappa saw Butter's sword in hammer pegs and was like, no, too powerful. And Matcap showing us how convoluted pod routing gets if you try to save a key by not opening the middle door. Has to go back to Stalfos' basement here. Yeah, so again, regarding what chat's discussing, today is one of those days where Mushroom was absolutely hard required since we needed the Mushroom to get the cape, and we needed the cape to get our Titan's mitts. And there's our French vanilla cane of Samaria. So we are GT Big Key away from Go mode. Of course, that could be anywhere, including in GT. And this being Keysanity, we could also get something awful like Powder in GT and GT Big Key on Magic Bat. But I believe Kappa skipped cutscene chest, and I would think you have to go back for it because you don't want to, abandon GT Big Key in it. I mean, I can understand doing Biddy first. If he comes up with GT Big Key, you're in Go mode, and you don't have to think about it anymore. Kappa trying to kick up dust and preserve his spooky action glitch, which he did successfully preserve. I don't think that spooky registered. No, it did not. I don't think he did something that would have killed Spooky, but either way, not too far out of your way to just hit the switch. And we have silvers. This should be a nice, easy fight as Matcap finds his bombos. And yes, to answer chat, the left side of Meyer is logically locked behind all 3 small keys, which we do not have. And that's a blue mail on Vitreous. So there's Matcap's 5th crystal. Kappa has 6. He's going up the mountain. He's still 1 Turtle Rock small key short, though that could be in Turtle Rock. Did Kappa just accidentally flute? You know, I have seen in Keysanity someone came into TR with only 3 small keys, accidentally opened the door to Lava Chest, and it was the 4th small key. And Kappa's stocking up on fairies here. Not a bad idea. Though we are on blue mail, so we're in a bit safer position. So Matcap is doing Firelock side of Meyer. So far, I just found a compass. We'll see if this gamble pays off. Oh, Kappa did... Okay, Kappa does have all the Turtle Rock small keys. I think Matcap may as well. I feel like... Oh, there's another pod small, so we were supposed to do this before finishing off pod. Yeah, earlier I was thinking that there had been another key picked up, and the tracker said no, so I thought we didn't have it. Nice maneuvering by Kappa to block the bunny beam there with the switch. And there's our Thieves Town Small. So yeah, GT Big Key now could really be anywhere. It could be in the Thieves Town Big Chest. It could be in the Pod Big Key Chest. As Matcap picks up his Cane of Samaria. So, in fact, given that the Thieves Town Small is locked by the Cane of Samaria. The Cane of Samaria is locked by Bombos, since Bombos was needed to open Mire. Bombos, of course, is in the back of Thieves Town, so it was hard required to orphan the Thieves Town Big Chest. And there's our GT Big at 143.36. Plasma Kappa is in go mode. Makes GT a whole lot faster. We will not be seeing the basement. The only things you could possibly want there are half magic and powder, and I think Kappa is fine going without. We also get to skip Laser Bridge this way. Down goes the big eyeball for Matcap, crystal number 6. And nice strats from behind here by Kappa, of course. Since he didn't want that butter sword, he's not going to be able to zero cycle. And down goes Trinex. That is another pod small. Hey, maybe we can go back and check the vanilla big key chest. That is also Kappa's 7th crystal, though. So, if you guessed that the Ganon's Tower big key was in Mimic Cave, you win. And Matcap's making his way into TR now as Plasma Kappa opens up Ganon's Tower. It's always so weird hearing pendant music in GT. Madcap's got to be a solid 5 minutes behind Kappa at this point. He still has to do a couple more checks on the way down before he'll get his go mode. And Kappa is already in the gauntlet. Nice silver arrow strats in there. He's got plenty. Helps when you don't have to fight Armos Knights. Or Ice Armos, rather. Looks like he's going to be doing silvers on Landmos here, too. Ooh, but gets his timing just a little off for the first and third. Oh, makes it up there. Nice. Our tracker reminding us that we never did see the Hera Big Key, and Moldorm would need to get put in logic somehow. That could have been on Laser Bridge or something. Madcap's probably shaking his head at that Thieves Town Small. So down goes Moldorm 2, as Madcap hits his go mode at about 150.10, so 6.5 minutes after Kappa.
Oh, I see. Well, imagine dying in Thieves Town. Well, waiting for the small key. Never showed up. And it was the perfect time to get me. And after that, the seed played itself. Always do all dungeons for the restream. It's very important. The Eastern because so I can need all those stuff for Moon Pearl. Of course, it was nothing. It's always nothing. Well, it's either that or go to Catfish. Can't leave it forever. I tried my best though. Yeah, nice restream. Nice production. Showed you everything except for GT, but hoping everyone skipped Mimic Cave so that I could. Skipping Mimic Cave didn't seem like a good idea. Seemed like a pretty alright idea, but not here. So, gonna head out myself. GG, MacCap.
Okay, I was muted and talking to myself. Great. Hello, I'm Madcap. Rossi told me they had to go out. Everything. It was an okay seed. I guess probably the back of killed it for me a bit. Same as other people. The reason for delaying that, yeah, those keys placements were insane. I don't know. I mean, probably someone else brought it up, but delaying some kind of makes only one item in logic. I mean, it was bombos, which was pretty crazy, but then, so, I mean, it was a double dipping cliff stands required by logic. Fun. Yeah. I mean, it's a shame there wasn't anything in pet, but at least at least the green pendant was required, which helped me out a bit. But yeah, probably lost a bit of time over it. But yeah, Keysanity, I don't know. I think I played decently at least, but don't know exactly where. I mean, I feel I do much better in cross keys than in keys. Don't really know why. So yeah, everybody, thank you to everyone for commentating, tracking, setting up the stream, and thank you to everyone. And yeah, see you in the next one. Bye bye.